Alright, so Kayak Mike here. I know I said I was going to do this as a live later, but I don't want to miss anything, and there's a lot to go over because we got to go over the points, we got to go over Catfishing, we got to go over the payouts, etc. Don't expect a video this detailed every single month. I'm doing this because it was our first month. I'm going to, like I've been all month long, everything's super transparent. Now, after this month, I'm probably not going to go as in deep for every single payout every single month, but this month, with it being the first month and a whole bunch of brand new anglers entering our scene, I think it's really important to be as transparent as humanly possible with every single thing we do. So let's just go right into it. Here were the standings. When I judge the fish, I go to the whoever's being paid out and then one more position, and those are the fish pictures that I look at and judge. So let's say you're looking at this 30-inch slot tournament and, the top two got paid out, and then third place I checked his fish too, just in case something happens with Justin or myself. If you see anything wrong with these 5 competitors down here with their fish submissions, I didn't look at them because it doesn't affect the payouts. If it doesn't affect the payouts, I'm not going to take the time to go through every single picture. It's just inefficient. And it doesn't affect the outcome either way. So that's why I'm not going through every single picture. It might affect the points in the Catfish King, but hey, if you see a fish that I didn't judge and you want it taken care of, message me and I will go in and look at it. I still have the overall say, and I can still deny fish after the fact if I want to. But here we go. Yep, 30-inch slot. JJ was first. I was second. I'm gonna go over just the payout positions. In the bank, 5 biggest. Tony Harrison was first. SF Outdoors was second. SF Outdoors, if you're watching, please message me on Facebook. I also shot you an email. I need your PayPal. You're the last PayPal I do not have. The Kayak Big 5, Dan Scheider was first. Ronnie Paulin was second. Stephen Moore was third. Boat Big 5, Stan 3 was first. Kyle Kessinger was second. And then here's your big fish for the month. SF Outdoors was the biggest fish at 46.5. Actually, let's click on some of these and go through. That's a pig. Let's see here. That is an absolute pig. And then Stan 3 had a 43.5. James Jones had a 42. The bank guys, they really put a hurting on the big fish this month. It was pretty impressive what the bank guys were able to do. Super impressive. All right, going over to the payouts. Let's see here. This was the regional event. This was the final score of the regional event. Funny, no one submitted a single channel catfish this month. Looks like 4 guys got skunked. Ryan Bortz on the very last night with only a few hours to go, he went and snipped me off for first place. I still have never beat him in a month-long event of any type. The best I've done is tied, or taken second. So he came in first, I came in second, Lucky Ronnie came in third. We pay out 3 people, so Ryan won $160 because he had the big fish in first place. I won $48, and Lucky Ronnie won $32. Now, there were some guys who asked me, and I used to do this in the past, there were some guys who asked me if I could just hold on to their money for the following event. I stopped doing that this year because I paid out just under $2,000, and there's just too much accounting going on for me to just hold on to funds and not, send funds out, etc. So I need to be able to track everything in and out to make my life 10 times easier. So going forward, no, I will no longer hold your money. But yes, I used to, because it wasn't that big of a deal when I only had to pay out, $300 to $600 every single month. But last month we paid out just under $2,000, and there were already more anglers in this upcoming month, so it's probably going to be the same thing going forward. Now let's go to the March. So these are all the payouts for March. Normally, if I go into my spreadsheet for the payouts, I black the names out, but I just want to give everyone a inside baseball look on exactly how it's done. The administrator does not have to pay for his entry fees. It's his choice, so I am the administrator. I do not charge any kind of admin fees, so the way I get paid is I don't have to pay for my entry into events. It still comes out to pennies, time compared to the entry fee, compared to all the anglers, compared to what I put into it. It's still pennies on the hour, but it's a little something for the admin. That way he's not doing everything for free. So I was in the slot. There were 8 entries into the slot, if you include myself. So 7 paid entries. Just in case anyone sees the roster and thinks there was 9, there was not 9. Somebody last month incorrectly signed up for 2 events. I removed their ticket, but they remained on the roster. But they could not submit any fish. They were completely removed from this slot tournament before the tournament even began. So it was 7 paid entries, $40 is an entry, $38.35 roughly goes to the checking account. Catfish King, $1 per, and then Big Fish is 0, obviously because it's a slot event. There's no Big Fish. This is your overall contribution to the pot, $37.35. So the overall pot had 261.45. So JJ won 221.45. I won $40 because there were 5 to 8 anglers in the event. Well, it was based on 7, so 5 to 8 anglers, 100% first place after we pay back money back. So money back to me, $40 if I paid. I still get paid if I cash out. That's the thing about being the administrator. So I still can get paid if I cash out, but I don't win a lot. So I mean, don't expect to see my name up there much. Going over to the March 22 Bank Open, same exact thing. The only difference here is they have a $10 Big Fish of their $40 entry. So you see down here, green means I paid them already. Yellow means I have reached out to them. There's an issue or I have a question going on. So FS Outdoors, if you're watching, somebody send him my way so I can get him his $100. So Tony Harrison, I sent him $124.10. If you can see all the math over here, contribution to the pot, 164.10, 164.10. This becomes 164.10. Same thing, there were 6 anglers, 5 to 8 anglers, money back to second place, $40, 100% after that of the remaining pot. And yeah, it's really simple. Kayak Open last month, same thing. If you guys want to pause it, go back and go through all the math, that's fine. I'm not going to go over for every single tournament. March 22 Bud Open, 7 anglers, Stan 3 won it, he got Big Fish, Kyle came in second. All those payouts were done. This was the Scioto Tournament 24-hour event. Joel Harris, he won everything because everyone else got skunked. Same thing over here. Well, this was 1 to 4 anglers, but there was no one else who submitted a fish. So Devin Addison, DC Metro angler, he ended up winning that. He wins all the money. And same thing down here, the OCT short. Ryan was the only person to submit a fish, so he won the entire pot and Big Fish. So that's just a breakdown. If you want to pause it, if you were in any of these events, if you want to pause the video, go back and just check the math, you're more than welcome to. But that's how the payouts are calculated and done. And remember, the expectation is I will get these payouts done within the first 5 business days of the following month. We are currently in the first business day because yesterday was the first business day. Monday would be the second business day. So if I didn't have people paid out by Friday the 8th, hit me up. So if you didn't receive your money by the 8th on Friday, that's the 6th business day, then you are more than welcome to hit me up and we will figure it out where the money went, why you weren't paid, etc. And I'm going to be doing it for all the events, even the short events that don't necessarily end at the end of the month, just because it's so much easier for me to do the accounting. And yeah, that's what it is. And I'm super transparent with everything, so I don't feel bad at all doing all the payouts at one time. Now, does that mean I might do the short events early sometimes? Possibly. But the expectation is, if you fished in March, all payouts will be done by the 5th business day of April. If you're fishing in April, all payouts will be done by the 5th business day in May, so on and so forth. Alright, that's the payouts. Let's move over to the point races. So if you go to the results and all these point races, it's 100 points for first, plus 5 points for Big Fish, minus 1 point for every position you are away from first for that month, minimum 75 points if you submit a fish. So in theory, if there are 26 anglers in an event, if everyone submitted a fish, that 26th place would still get 75 points, and it's 50 points for a submission or for an entry but a skunk in that event. So really quick, so the slot division, Justin Johnson came in first. I came in second. Chris Tingen, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. He came in third, so he gets 98. Mark Bennett, fourth, 97. Over here, Bank, same thing. SF Outdoors, he came in second, but with Big Fish. So you see up here, 99 plus 5. Second place is 99 points plus 5 Big Fish. Tony's Harrison won it, 100 points. Ernie Robinson third, 98. So on and so forth, down to kayak points, OCT boat points. This will be the Ohio Kayak Catfishing Trail points. This is the regional. Regionals being ran the same exact way. The Scioto River being ran the same exact way. And then I asked DC Metro Angler if he wanted me to keep a point system for his Washington DC events. He said sure, so we're just going to run it the same exact way there too. The way I run mine is it's your best 5 out of 7 events will go towards your point total for the end of the year. The top 4 anglers from the 4 different divisions of the month-long events will qualify for Cat King. The reason it's 5 of 7, that kind of encourages people to not bounce around, sign up late just to try and get an extra, a little bit of extra coin in their pocket. Because if you keep bouncing around, even if you win a lot of your events, it'll be tough to be in that top 4 if you have people consistently staying in one particular event, even if they're not winning every single time. Because if you have 100 points and then a 0, and then 100 and then a 0, and you only participate 3 or 4, but everyone else participated in at least 5, it's going to be hard to qualify for that Cat King. And if we keep on getting people entering as we are, that Cat King pot is up to $213, and we're only 2 months into this thing. Granted, let's see here. So 87 of it is from last month and this month alone. So it's 213 total, but almost half of it is from 2 months. So this pot can get, I'm suspecting this pot might get pretty large by the time we hit Cat King. And you know what? If you're trying to make this your personal payday and you're bouncing around and you're signing up late to trying to get into more money for shorter events, hey, more power to you, but you might not qualify for Cat King when Cat King rolls around. Moving on, Cat King. We're not going to go over the Cat King. I already did a video on the Cat King. But yeah, that's how that is. That's the way you qualify for Cat King is through the point race. It's the top 4 of each division. April. Here's April. April's looking sick. So check this out. April slot had 18 entries, 17 paid because I'm part of the April event. So we got $634 in that pot. These are going to be the payouts for April slot. Bank took a hit this month. I'm not sure why. Bank only had 2 anglers enter, so this is what they're competing for. But hey, they're still competing. They're still going to get points for Cat King. And also, if your division doesn't get a lot of people who enter it every single month, that doesn't mean you don't have a giant payday waiting for you in Cat King. Those bank guys they're very, 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 very good at what they do. The Boat Open had 11 people enter. That's awesome. They're competing for $300. The Kayak Open had 10 people enter. I'm free. Again, I'm the admin. I can enter OCT events for free. So they had 10 people enter. That one actually kind of scared me. I was only in the slot until the last day of the month, and there was only 2 people entered in the kayak division. So I was like, well, I kind of feel bad. No one's really in there. So I tossed myself in there just for numbers to grow. And then like 5 hours later, I look back and there were like 8 guys in there. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So moving on, Washington, D.C., I have that prep to go. Scioto, I have prep to go. And then our short events, I have prep to go. So yeah, that's what we're all fishing for next month. That's Cat King. That is the point race. Trying to think. I don't think I missed anything. Everyone's been paid out except for SF Outdoors. SF Outdoors, hit me up. All right, Kayak Mike out of here.